Yes, you. Welcome to the You're Not Getting Any Younger podcast, a podcast for people who want to disrupt their lives for a good reason, to make it count. I'm your host, Jen Glantz, and every week I'll drop a new episode with stories from real people just like you, who woke up one morning and decided to make big changes, starting with small things. We'll cover topics like entrepreneurship, love, failure, and self-care. Hey, you're not getting any younger, so let's make this an adventure. Ready? Hey, any youngers, what's going on? It's me, your host, Jen Glantz. I hope your 2020 has been off to such an incredible start. I know for me, in all honesty, it's been extremely exhausting. I feel like at the end of every year, I try to do so much to tie all my loose ends together. My to-do list is gigantic, and I always find that by the end of the year, I don't finish everything. So those goals, that plan to get everything perfect, carries over into the start of the new year. And that's what I'm finding myself right now, trying to balance doing all of the work I have to do in the start of the year with also trying to finish everything I didn't finish in 2019. So even though it is 2020, I still feel like I'm a little bit stuck in 2019 still. I don't know about you, but I'm still writing 2019 on my documents, my checks, all of that. So I still feel like it's 2019 and it's the old year. I was wondering how everybody else is feeling, and I took to Instagram this week, and on my Instagram, @JenGlantz, I polled people, hey, do you think the new year so far has been easy breezy, or do you think it's been exhausting? What do you think people voted for? I left the vote up for 24 hours, and when I finally went back to it, over 70% of people said this: the new year so far has been completely exhausting. So I want you to know, if you're feeling that, you are not alone. A lot of times, and it's just like, okay, I'm not a runner, I'm not going to try to give you running advice, but I've run a couple of 5Ks in my years of living on this earth, and one of the biggest mistakes that I personally make when I run marathons, these little 5K marathons, is that I start so fast. And then I'm, not even halfway into mile 1 and I'm burned out, I'm tired, I'm grabbing water, I'm reaching into my pockets for a granola bar because I am just so exhausted, and we haven't even got halfway through the race yet. Take that metaphor with you and apply it to how you approach the year, because honestly, I feel like we are all running such fast miles, but we don't have to be running at this pace. So a huge thing I'm trying to work on is this urgency, is slowing down the urgency, is letting myself know that honestly, Jen, your to-do list might never get done, or it might get done, but not today and not this week. So sleep more and do more things that evolve around 2020 and not about all of the loose ends of 2019. Speaking of 2020, I was browsing the internet and I came across a really cool article on LinkedIn that I want to share with you. And the article talked about the skills companies need most in 2020 and how to learn them. And when I opened the article, I thought, oh, okay, they're going to talk about learning to code and learning Excel and learning all these programs. But the first half of the article talks about the 5 soft skills that people need to have in 2020. So I want to go through them with you. The first one is creativity. It's being able to think outside of the box. So that's more than just something you can learn in school, you can learn in a book. I think it involves maybe taking up some type of creative hobby, especially if you are not a creative person, because being able to bring creativity into your work is super powerful. 2, persuading. I could not believe this was a skill on this list, but I think persuading is just another great word for being able to negotiate. You're the one that has to get your ideas across to people you work with. You're the one that has to argue and fight for raises and things like that. So being able to effectively communicate your ideas to get what you want, to win influence, whether it's as simple as in a meeting or your salary, is something extremely important this year. 3, being able to work with other people. I know myself, I'm the kind of person who loves to work solo. I don't like group projects. I don't like really working on teams. But with most jobs you have, you're going to have to work with other people. So collaboration, figuring out how to work with different personalities, maybe even understanding and studying different personalities that are different than your own. Adaptability, that goes back to being able to change in different situations, having an open mind, a positive attitude. If you work for a place like a startup, things are always rising and falling, people are coming and going, and being able to change fast and being able to keep up with how things are changing around you helps you not feel stuck and helps you be able to carry on with what you have to do, even when things don't go as planned. And finally, emotional intelligence. That is something that I find to be extremely important because it's understanding the emotions of your own and of others. And for a while, people thought of the workplace as a place where there wouldn't be any emotions. And in fact, that's not true anymore. Bringing your emotion and how you feel and the people around you, it creates a healthier and better work environment. And it also, if you're running a business or you're trying to reach your consumers, understanding their emotions and how those develop will help you be able to market to them and talk to them. Now, those are the soft skills for 2020, but the hard skills, the ones that maybe you can study in school and you can take courses on, I'll read those to you real fast. Number 1 was blockchain. Number 2 is cloud computing. Number 3, analytical reasoning. Number 4, AI. 5, UX design. 6, business analysis. 7, affiliate marketing. 8, sales. 9, scientific computing. And 10, video production. So if you hear anything on that list and you're like, ooh, that sounds interesting, or ooh, I have no idea what that means, maybe look it up and see if it's something you want to learn, you want to take a class in, or if it's something you want to get into with your career. I hope that one of the things you think about at the start of this year is feeling anything but stuck. It's a new year. It is time for change. So if you are sitting at your job and you've been doing the same job for so long and you want to learn a new skill and pursue it, you absolutely can. I see people all of the time who make massive career shifts into something they have never done before. But of course, they start to learn it and they educate themselves and they find different ways to break into that industry. It is entirely possible. It is entirely something that you right now can do. So don't feel stuck. From now until the end of the month of February, I'm going to be alternating these podcast episodes with solo episodes from me and also episodes from some incredible guests that I think are going to help you feel strong and confident at the start of this year. But for my solo episodes, I want to give you a challenge. So every time you hear a solo episode from me until the end of February, there's going to be a 1-week challenge I am asking you to try to pursue. For this week, this is called the Give Up for a Week Challenge. What is one thing you can give up for 1 week that you know is hurting you more than helping you? So I did this challenge last week, and the thing that I gave up was Instagram. It hurts me more than helps me because I find that I can't stop looking at it. And when I'm looking at it, I'm not feeling happy about myself or my life. And when I'm looking at it, I'm not looking out the window or talking to the person in front of me. I find myself retreating inside this really negative world. And during the holiday times, I made a pact to myself to take it off of my phone so that I couldn't look at it, I wouldn't go on it, and then I just deleted it altogether temporarily. And I have to tell you, at the first day or two, I was like, oh my God, can someone hand me their phone? I want to go on Instagram. I miss it. Am I missing things? Am I going to be completely pushed out of what's going on with people? But then by day 3, I hardly thought about it. I didn't want it. By day 4, I was repulsed by it. By day 5, I was so much more productive and I was happier. And my challenge was supposed to be for a week, but I actually kept it going for a week and a half before I re-downloaded Instagram. And now that I have it on my phone, after this challenge, I hardly go on it. I don't have a desire to post on it like I used to. And I find myself having very different feelings toward it. So this challenge helps me break a negative habit. And my challenge for you with this give up week is choose one thing. What's one thing that is hurting you more than helping you? Maybe it's watching TV late at night over going to sleep. Maybe it's when you go to the gym, you don't have a game plan, so you don't do anything. Maybe it's the fact that you are eating out too much and you want to be healthier, so you can meal prep on Sunday for the week so that you don't go spend a ton of money during the week eating out. Maybe it's that you are fighting with a person and rather than communicating with them, you're just ignoring them. So your challenge this week is to break through and talk to them. Maybe it's the fact that you have conflict at work that you're not resolving. Up to you, but my challenge right now for you is to stop and choose one thing that you know is hurting you more than helping you and give it up for a week. Tell me what your challenge is. I am so curious to know. Come hang out with us in the Secret You're Not Getting Any Younger Facebook group. We're posting there what our challenges are for the week. Email me personally. I will email you back. My email is jenglantz@gmail.com. If that's too personal for you, come hang out with me on Instagram @jenglantz. Yeah, I gave it up, but I still respond to direct messages. That to me is another personal way to communicate with people, more so than just pushing out your life through Instagram stories and Instagram posts. So come DM me there. I'm looking forward to hearing how you did on your challenge. I'm here to keep you accountable. Good luck, and I'll be back with another challenge soon. All my love, Jen Glantz. Hey you! Thank you for listening to the You're Not Getting Any Younger podcast. There are hundreds of thousands of pods out there, so thank you for listening to this one. You can find the show notes for this week's episode up on our website, anyyounger.com. Subscribe, rate, and review the You're Not Getting Any Younger podcast on iTunes so that other ears around the world can listen too. Oh, and join our secret You're Not Getting Any Younger Facebook group, where over 1,000 people are talking about how to disrupt their lives, for a good reason, to make it count. Until next week, all my love, Jen Glantz.